Hello and welcome to the Thoughts on Wrestling podcast with me, and joined as ever by Dan. Dan, say hello, sir.
Hello, how are you?
I'm bloody marvellous, thank you for asking. We're here to talk about the All In pay-per-view, the special independent show that happened over the weekend. Probably one of the biggest independent show in certain recent memory.
The biggest, actually, yes.
Yeah, by quite some distance. Of course, All In, for those who don't know, is has been put together by Cody Rhodes, and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. And basically, they decided they could, using their name and the Bullet Club brand, they could put on their own show. They'd have the support of promotions like Ring of Honor and New Japan and other Impact Wrestling, and all those companies would like help out or lend stars and things like that. But I mean, they're all independent wrestlers, really, so they can do what they want. But I think for Ring of Honor specifically helped out a lot in this one. They said, screw it, we can do our own show. And they sold out a 10,000 seat arena in Chicago in under 30 minutes, which is fucking nuts. Basically, all of the storylines and builds have happened on the Young Bucks YouTube channel, being the Elite. And some of the build-up's been fantastic. Much better than you see in like bigger companies. The stuff for Skrull, Lethal, Flip Gordon, Hangman has all been brilliant, in my opinion. Very slow as well. Like it's been slowly building over since they started the channel, effectively. Dan, we'll start with the big broad question. What did you think of the pay-per-view?
I thought it was absolutely tremendous. Everything from production to commentary to the matches, just everything. For an independent company to go literally all out for that, I thought it was marvellous.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. It has to have a positive reception from everyone, surely. It was a great pay-per-view debut. A great show. I had some audio glitches and things, but mostly in the pre-show, 0 hour. After that, they pretty much fixed everything. And every so often they chose the wrong camera angle, like when someone was coming down the ramp, they didn't cut to them just as they were about to do some cool pose or something. But these are all minor nitpicks, and WWE and bigger companies do that shit all the time. So why would I go in with a hammer and go, "You guys are shit"?
It's only their first show, so they'll figure out by then.
I have no idea if there are any streaming services that struggled, because I didn't watch it live. I know sometimes Ring of Honor struggle.
I did hear there were, from the Ring of Honor and the Fight TV app, did sort of struggle.
Oh, classic. So, that's a shame. I watched it afterwards, so obviously I didn't have any of that issue.
Yeah, same.
I didn't actually realize how long the show was, because I've watched over the last 3 days. It happened on Saturday night, and it's now Tuesday, and I've watched like a third of the show effectively each day. So it didn't feel long to me at all. I know I saw a couple of people going on it. It's too long. There's too many matches, and yeah, maybe there were too many matches. Like when in hindsight, especially when you get to the main event being cut short by like half its time allotment. That's the word I'm looking for.
Yes.
But so yeah, maybe they should have shortened the matches. There's a couple I've got in my head that I would have definitely cut from the main show. But we'll get to that.
Well, to be honest, you could blame Skrull and Okada for that.
I don't know. I think it just builds up, doesn't it? I mean, Cody, after his match, he was like in the ring for like 20 minutes. It felt like celebrating. So
well, apparently it was Okada and Skrull went 12 minutes longer than they should have.
12 minutes longer than they should have.
Yeah. So the Bucks were supposed to get 28 minutes, and Okada and Skrull went 12 minutes longer for. And I don't know what the reason is. I would like to know why, but
the Skrull Okada match seemed perfectly paced.
That's the thing. That's what I didn't understand. I mean, I would have cut the first match, to be honest, if that was the case. For the main event.
Yeah,
I think
I'd have cut 2 matches. I might as well just say them out. Yeah, I would have cut the Matt Cross match. and I'd have also cut Stephen Amell out entirely, personally. But
Yeah.
we'll get to that. Just quickly recapping the general show still. I thought the commentary was fantastic. I thought there was the best commentary team I've heard in a long time. It was informative and
It's so
passionate.
refreshing.
And yeah, it was really
It's
refreshing.
so refreshing to hear people get put over instead of putting themselves over.
Yeah.
I mean, they sort of did, but like it wasn't like annoyingly.
I only noticed like one time where they were talking amongst themselves instead of focusing on the match, and that lasted like approximately 10 seconds. So I was like, and I was enjoying the banter, so it was fine. I thought that the commentary team added so much to the show. They were excellent. Like they improved it by like tenfold for me. The show was packed full of being the elite references. I think they mostly knew their audience. In fact, they did know their audience. Let's be honest. I love that Cody's win was a massive achievement. Like it felt like a big deal. There were surprise appearances, Flip Gordon, etc. I did think the crowd was a bit odd. Sometimes they were like really into it, and other times they were quite quiet. Did you notice that?
Yeah, no, not really. I just noticed that it was a bloody hot crowd. Like that's like the first time I've heard a hot 10,000 plus crowd in like many years. You don't get that at WWE shows anymore.
Yeah,
but
I thought I definitely felt like at times it was a bit quiet. I was surprised. I was just looking around at the crowd. I was like, "You're not doing anything." I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it's just me being a bit picky. Who knows? I have one complaint about the entire show. Really, one major complaint. No, sorry, mate. That's two major complaints.
Oh.
One, not enough Dalton Castle. What the hell? Where's my Dalton Castle at? I know he's on the pre-show. That doesn't count.
He's injured, so that's why.
I want more Dalton Castle.
He's got bad back.
Don't care. More Dalton Castle. Put him in a stretcher and push him into the ring. I don't care. More Dalton Castle. No, that's fine. No, my actual real complaint is how come Ray Phoenix, Jay Lethal, Nick Aldis, and the Bucks remembered to bring their titles to the ring, but Tessa Blanchard and Kenny Omega forgot theirs? What's that about?
Yeah.
You're the New Japan World Champion, mate. Where the fuck is your title?
I don't know if it's because it wasn't for the title and he thought, nah, I don't want to put like emphasis on the belt, but
Bring it out. Bring it out.
I don't know. Maybe he forgot it. Maybe he left it on the plane.
Maybe.
So someone now has the actual official world title.
Yeah, be quite funny. Oh dear. Right. Okay. There's a quick overview of the card or our opinions. Basically, I thought it was a really good show. Very strong, solid show. There were two matches. Sorry, on the pre-show. I watched one of them just now. The first match was a tag team match between SoCal Uncensored and the Briscoe Brothers. I didn't watch this one.
SCU.
So Dan, can you take the helm? Full review, please.
I mean, it was just pretty much your basic opening tag team match. I mean, fucking hell, the crowd literally was. So before that, like the Bucks and Cody came out on the stage, and pretty much Matt Jensen said they were going to blow the budget in 90 seconds. So they put Pyro off, 5 T-shirts, and had a surprise appearance by Road Warrior Animal on a motorcycle. Why not? Then SU came out to a monster reaction, so you knew you had a hot crowd straight away. Briscoe's got booed badly. Everyone chatted all in as the bell rang, so that
all
was.
In.
But yeah, crowd.
All in.
Yeah, crowd was super hot for it. Like it was your basic tag team match, you know. Briscoe's as the heel, get their heat on. SU, they do a comeback or stuff, and yeah, I mean, there wasn't really much to it. I mean, it was a good little thing to have, but yeah, there was not much to really highlight. But yeah, good match. I enjoyed it.
Well, it was a good night for SoCal Uncensored overall.
Absolutely.
We'll get back to that later. Okay, cool. Well, if that's all you got to say on it, then that's no worries. I don't feel so bad about not having time to fit it in, unfortunately. A good pre-show opener, though, you'd say, yeah? Getting the crowd into it.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's all you need, really.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and now you get the over-budget Battle Royal, which is a brilliant name for a Battle Royal. I
love that name.
This is where I noticed all of the technical difficulties with sound and stuff. But by the time the main show started, they got it all sorted out pretty much, so whatever. I mean, in classic everyone starts in the ring at one time Battle Royals fashion, it was a bit of a clusterfuck to start with before it cleared out a little bit, and then spots started actually happening that you could see. There are a couple of good moments throughout, but really, I mean, the highlight is obviously Flip Gordon, masked, gets put through a table early on, and then sneaks back in at the last second to eliminate Bully Ray. So he wins, and he makes it onto the main card after all. Pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty good.
You don't think it's cool?
No. I do. I do get it. Sorry.
It sounded like you didn't like that at all. I'm just getting the
impression. Oh no, I love that.
I saw Dan, you hated it. I thought you hate Flip Gordon. He thinks the world's flat. You hate Flip Gordon.
Wow. Well, we have to talk about that, but yeah. No. Seriously, I knew it was going to happen. I just didn't know how it was going to happen. Like, and then well, to be honest, actually, I didn't see it because I saw the results. I read the results halfway through a night out. But
classic.
Yeah. Wow. You have to. But I enjoyed it. That's probably one of the best booked battle royals I've ever seen, in my opinion.
Once it got down to the second half, and there was spaces.
I think the whole thing was like, even the beginning. I was like,
I don't know, maybe I was just focusing on the technical issues at the start. I was like, holy shit, this is a mess.
I mean, there are several good spots. Now, Rob, what did you see the guy named Marco Stunt?
Yeah, I'd never heard of that guy before.
Yeah, he's just new to on the scene. Basically, Joey Janela did a show during SummerSlam weekend.
Yeah,
and he came out as like an open challenge. I can't remember the guy who did the open challenge, and he came out and for literally like 10 minutes. This guy literally was doing flips up the wazoo. Like it was ridiculous, and because of that match, and he lost, but because his performance was that good, that's how he got in the Battle Royal. But he's becoming a favourite of mine at the moment.
Just realised we've been going for 10 minutes, and I forgot to change the background to my fancy all-in graphic. God, what a bozo I am! Dear oh dear, look at that! Look how great that is. I mean, you can't see it; you're probably not on the stream, but look at that! I spent ages. You know how hard it is to find a Nick fucking Jackson cutout for a promotional picture? Jesus. Sorry, I realised I had to point it out because I hadn't changed it and I felt like a bozo. So, sorry about that.
That is fine.
There we go. Look at it. It's red and all sorts. Magical stuff. Sorry. Total sidetrack. There's always something I forget to do on these goddamn streams. I'm like, half the time I forget to unmute the other guys and I'm just sitting there playing games talking to myself and people in chat are like, he's gone fucking mad. He's talking to himself. And they're not wrong, to be fair. Sorry. True. Anyway, but over the budget battle royal. I'd never heard of that guy, but who did he remind me of? But a better version of. What was his name? Who was that one-legged wrestler who just got the shit beaten out of him by Brock Lesnar every week?
Zach Gowen.
Yeah, but he was obviously he kind of just reminded me of him for some reason. Like he knew how to look dead.
I think he's like 18 years old, actually. So
is he? Jesus, he's tiny.
Once again, I'll complain about how fucking everyone is younger than me and is always a success.
Dan, you're at the age where everyone's younger than you, pretty much.
I know. It's hurtful.
Oh, there we go.
But yeah, great little battle royal again. Pretty much everyone shined, and that was what I noticed. Including Billy Gunn's son.
Didn't even know Billy Gunn had a son, by the way. That's
neither do I. I didn't realise he dressed up like his dad as well. So,
I didn't realise he was so desperate for a gimmick that he just took his dad's gimmick. from the late 90s. And you're like, okay, fair enough. Bit like,
Did you like it?
Scott Hall's kid is.
Yeah, where the hell is he gone? He's like disappeared off the face of the earth.
I don't know. I better paid attention to him, if I'm honest. Not in a bad way. I just like.
Wow.
I knew he existed, but I didn't watch anything he was on. So sorry if that came across as harsh. Yeah. So Billy Gunn's son got eliminated by Bully Ray. Bully Ray eliminated a lot of people. That's got to be said.
Yes.
I thought he retired. And suddenly he's everywhere again. I don't understand wrestling.
He kind of did, and then like it was a storyline, and then he came back, and now he's beating up all the young wrestlers, which
I know he hates cheeseburger.
well, hey, it's Cheeseburger, it's Flip Gordon because they do all their flippy stuff, and
God, I hate those. He's like, oh, I hate those flips. Those people called.
Like
maybe he just thinks
he's like Randy Orton.
He thinks they're all called Dive. He thinks they're all called Philip, and he just doesn't like people called Philip. I reckon that's the case. He's thinks he's called Philip Gordon.
Or Philip Cheeseburger.
Philip Cheeseburger. Anyway, before I start rambling about Phillips, yeah, I mean it was a good battle royal. To be honest, I knew Flip won it, and I was concerned. Like, it gets down to old Colt and Bully Ray, and I'm like, what? But the internet said Flip won, and then I remembered that the guy was put for a table. And I was like, oh yeah, because I'd completely forgotten about him.
Yeah, see, I knew the results, and then I saw Chico. When he was dressed with Chico El Luchador, got put for a table. I literally forgot about him for the entire match. That's how good this battle royal was. I forgot about one guy getting put for a table
because
still in the match.
Normally, I'm the smart ass who goes, don't forget about what's his face on the outside, and I say it like 800 times through the match to make sure everyone's aware because I'm an asshole like that. But this time, I just completely forgot. So that's good.
So,
good distraction. Okay, cool. Let's crack on to the main show. I recognize the name Matt Cross. I think I may have even seen him wrestle at some point, but I don't know where or on what show or anything. MJF, I haven't got a clue who he is. I don't pretend to know every single wrestler in the world. That's for certain. You are more of the independent guy, so really what I'm saying is I don't know what I'm talking about, so Dan's going to take it from here.
Well, yeah, I mean, this was a good opening. I mean, like I said, after hearing what happened, maybe they could have took this off and put the Amel Daniels on first and then gave that to the main event, but obviously they didn't realise at the time that the Okada Skull match would have gone longer. But I mean, yeah, this was a good opening. I mean, I'm liking MJF. He's quite a good heel, and I do think in a few years' time he probably will be WWE bound.
Well, they did the commentary team and like himself did a pretty good job of I'd obviously never heard of him, but he did a pretty good job of painting his little character to me, and I was like, fair enough. I know what you're all about. You've done a good job. I thought it was a fine opener. Again, like you say, in hindsight, this is one of the matches you'd have probably moved to the pre-show or maybe not have at all, because you've got a packed card with big matches that need a lot of space. Now, I'm aware, of course, that other people who actually... That's coming from the perspective of someone who doesn't really know these two at all. So there might be two other people chatting on their shit podcast called Considerations Upon Wrestling instead of Thoughts on Wrestling. And they're going, God, I love these guys, best guys ever. But because I don't know them, I'd probably have cut it. Each to their own is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
I mean, to be fair, I'd have also cut the Christopher Daniels Stephen Amell match because I didn't watch this pay-per-view for Stephen Amell. Did anyone else actually watch this pay-per-view for Stephen Amell?
No comment.
Exactly. That's all I'm saying. Like, for a non-wrestler, he wrestles well, okay, and he's clearly put a lot of effort in his training, but it was never going to be a 5-star classic. And like I say, I don't think it really brought in any extra bums on seats. I think this would have sold out without him. His presence completely. I did think the build-up was good though on being the elite. You know, you had Daniels trying to frame Amell for Joey Ryan's murder. They had a bit of a back and forth. Daniels did two or 3 episodes of being the elite back. When they were on the bus, Daniels cut an amazing promo.
Oh, that was such a good promo.
And then Matt Jackson's just like sitting next to him across the aisle going, who are you talking to? just really good. To be fair, I'm glad Christopher Daniels won, though. I was concerned that they might go, oh, he's a famous guy, he's got to win. But they did the right thing of, you know, famous guy putting in a good effort, but not being quite good enough to do it.
Yes, and, you know, Stephen Amell did well for a non-wrestler. I'll give him that.
I mean, he's clearly passionate about wrestling. This is like the 3rd time he's had a match now, right? Something like that?
Yes,
yeah. Stardust. This one. What's the other one?
He did a regular Ring of Honor show last year, I think. Or
so he's clearly, you know, passionate about it. He enjoys it. He's not just turning up for the quick money, like other people. Like WWE quite often get people, and they're like, "We don't give a shit about this. We're just here for money and to advertise our new show on NBC or Saturday." And you're like, "Fuck off, get out of here." Amell did get up too quickly after losing, though. After the best moonsault ever. Sell that shit more. That's what I'm saying.
I did like Jerry Lynn as the referee.
The whole ref in show. It was worth it
The
just for that joke.
Love it.
So, yeah. Do you have anything to add on to this match? Because I've kind of said my piece that it was okay. It was good for what it was.
No, I agree.
But again, time constraints considered, I would have cut it.
No, I agree.
Got 2 comments in the chat, by the way, I'm just going to turn to. Last of the Living says, rah. Obviously. And Shrekkers28 says, the King used to hide under the ring back in the day. Bit of trivia for you there. Thanks, Shrekkers28. I appreciate that. Thanks for hanging out. The women's Fatal 4-Way. Tessa Blanchard, without title, defeated Chelsea Green, Madison Rayne, and Britt Baker.
Baby.
Oh, of course, yes. I wrote Britt Baker earlier, and I was like, when I was writing up my notes, I was like,
AKA Isaac Yankem 2018.
I was like, who the hell is this person again? I completely forgot. Got well confused when she came out to Adam Cole's music. Because I wasn't paying any attention. I just heard I was like, I think I was cleaning my room when this match was on, and I just heard Adam Cole's music, and I was like, what?
Hello.
What's going on? Spun round, and I was like, oh, I see. Yes, of course. What did you think of the match, Dan?
Good women's match. I enjoyed this very much. Better than what WWE usually puts on. But, I mean, there's a few blind spots, but, like, you know, you can't. What can you do? But still, I thoroughly enjoyed this match.
It was a little sloppy in places, but then sometimes they are, aren't they, I suppose? Did you think the finish was a cock-up or intentional?
Oh, yeah. Because I think it was Britt Baker was supposed to, like, slowly get to there, but got there too quick. I think that was what it was. But yeah, I do think it was a cock-up.
Yeah, it made it look like she was meant to have broken it up, but she probably wasn't. And yeah, it was a weird one. Kind of moments like that make the crowd go, huh? And including me, because I was like, hang on, what happened? What do you think of Chelsea Green's gimmick?
I didn't see. Well, I know it came from TNA.
Yes.
And I don't really watch TNA, so I don't know much. I've seen clips of it, so I know of it, but I don't know much. So, but you know, it's over. So
yeah, I mean, I might be horribly wrong, but I think the character, the split personalities, crazy side, was like jilted at the altar, I believe is the term, and is now a bit crazy. And then, okay, I like the gimmick. Don't get me wrong, but I do just want to say that it's got the classic wrestling overkill, drive the point home on a gimmick. You know how some people, they just like, He's a lunatic. Look at how constantly it's every line they say is like he's crazy. And by the end of it, you're like, can you just stop talking about Dean Ambrose, please? What I mean in this case is, it's like, yeah, okay, so you set out that she's got two personalities. She's got the funner side, funner, that's not a word, and the crazy evil side. I don't really think she needed to go all Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face from Batman and Forever, which, side note, is the best Batman film. I don't care what anybody says. Got Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and I will fight you if you say otherwise. So she got two, but sorry, fucking massive tangent.
Wow.
So she's got two personalities. She doesn't need the whole, Two-Face dress. It's like you don't have to. Maybe on the independent shows where you like no one knows who you are, you want to get it across really obviously. But in a larger environment, I don't think you need to ram things like that home. You can be slightly more subtle. Personal opinion, but I think that my reaction to this is basically all. I just say basically, by the way, it's basically all down to the fact that I'm so used to WWE and Michael Cole repeating the same thing every 12 seconds that even if it's not being said, I'm imagining it.
Yeah, that sounds about more right.
So maybe it's Michael Cole's fault, is basically what I'm saying.
Fuck Michael Cole.
All right. Unless you have anything else to say about that match. Sorry, mate?
No, I said I don't mind Michael Cole, but no, I know more on the women's match. I've said my piece.
Cool. Well, let's move on to the first main event of the evening. Kind of. Cody versus Nick Aldis for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship. The crowd were super hot for this match. Huge fan support for Cody. And I just want to say that how impressed I was that it felt like the NWA World Championship used to be a big deal, right? That's fair to say.
Yeah.
It's no longer a big deal. That's also fair to say. But the way they presented it and the way they've built it up over the last couple of months, this had a big fight feel to it. Like, it felt important, and I mean, there's a lot of emotion in it. I mean, Cody's got the family legacy, obviously, so he's more invested. But they portrayed it to be such a big moment, an important, match. And I was just really impressed by that, considering it's for a lesser title. I mean, Billy Corgan will be delighted to see his company represented in such a big show in such a way. Plus, he's got Cody as his new. Oh yeah, Cody won, by the way. Cody is like one of the biggest independent wrestlers in the world right now. Is his new champion, so that's going to be massive for that company as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just came off huge. I thought it was really good. I thought the match itself was actually okay. I didn't think it was anything particularly special.
Well, I think they were trying to go for like the old NWA style back in like the
that's fair. I hadn't considered that actually. That's a really good point. Cody bled a little bit.
I think the only thing I had an issue with was when he got forearmed and then he was like on the ground for several minutes. Obviously, he went to do the old slicey to the head, to get the juice going. But
while that was happening, we did get a diamond cutter. So
which worked good. So I did like the entrances for both, man. They had like it's very UFC style.
Yeah,
again, the back and they came out.
Big fight feel, and Pharaoh was there as well.
What a handsome dog that is!
what a lovely handsome dog. I read a moment ago that Brandy Rhodes was annoyed at Cody for bringing the dog all the way to the ring. Apparently, he was just better pet it and then walk on, and he brought it with him.
Yeah, I think he's
funny.
got anxiety issues, and apparently Cody was stressing that. Oh my god, I hope he doesn't piss or shit on the floor anywhere. Always.
Oh dear, that's quite funny. Poor dog.
Did you like Brandy getting the elbow from Aldis?
I did. Well, I say that makes me seem like a psychopath.
Wow.
I liked the fact that, I mean, Nick Aldis quite clearly jumped after she was already lying on top of him. And they're like, I'm not sure he knew what he was doing. I think she got on there in the middle, like in midair. And they're like, no, he clearly just jumped. You can tell me that's what it was meant to happen, and that she just got on him too quickly. But what I saw was Nick Aldis elbow dropping a woman in the spine. So, what you gonna do?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a disqualification in my opinion, by the way. Getting involved in the match in that kind of way. Earl Hebner's got no control, as usual.
Although I swear, actually, if I think it was like, if you get disqualified, the title can actually change hands for the NWA. Because I remember Sting got disqualified facing Abyss in TNA when they had the NWA title. And Sting got disqualified and Abyss won the fucking title. So,
well, I tell you what, actually, I just remembered that Earl Hebner did a really awkward little
he looked nervous as fuck, didn't he?
into the microphone. And he did explain the rules, that it could only change hands via pinfall and submission. In fairness, he did say that. So technically, no disqualifications.
True.
He didn't outright say it, but technically, no disqualifications. Pardon me burping away. What a filthy animal I am. Were you surprised by the finish? I was surprised by the finish.
Yeah, I was surprised, but I did like it. The Bret Hart British Bulldog finish, and then I did like it how they delayed the announcement and the music to let the crowd cheer Cody win the title. I thought that was a really good touch to the end of the match.
Yeah. Also, it makes it seem more like a surprise finish. Because if they're ready to play the music on the equivalent of a 4 count, you get 1, 2, 3, and music starts. You're like, oh, come on, guys. No one's that prepared. No one actually thought he was going to win from a roll-up sunset flip reversal thing. He did. I thought it protected both of them as well. So Nick Aldis, he didn't lose. So that's a rematch, surely. Plus, he kicked out the Crossroads as well, so.
Yeah.
No, I liked it.
Oh, yeah. Really good. I enjoyed it.
I think it was the third best match of the night. You'll find out my others later on. Do you want to take us through the next match?
Oh, you didn't see this?
See what?
Our next match.
No, I saw it. I just want to give you a chance to take the wheel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
wow.
I tend to lead these things, and I thought, you know what? Dan can take the next one. You're in charge. Maybe I should have given you a heads up, but you're in charge now, Dan. Yeah. I'm going to put my feet up, so to speak.
Okay, gather around, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about a Chicago street fight between my bad boy Joey Janela, along with Penelope Ford, and my God, how good looking she is, versus Hangman Adam Page. Yes, I knew from the moment this was announced this was going to be the most craziest match on the show, which pretty much turned out how it was to be. Yeah, Rob, what was your thoughts on the Cracker Barrel spots?
I love the Cracker Barrel spots. I especially enjoyed Joey Janela rolling it around the ring. And
like Donkey Kong.
Yeah, and Hangman jumping over it. It was also I just remembered he had a slingshot over the barricade lariat moments after that as well.
I love that.
That was well good.
Yeah.
Sorry, that just popped into my head. Yeah, I every time they mentioned Cracker Barrel throughout, like the commentators mentioned it quite a lot, and then they started ribbing. What's his name? I forgot his name. Ian started ribbing Ian because he mentioned Cracker Barrel so many times. They're like, they're only going to pay you once for that sponsorship.
Oh yeah. They did the catering for the entire boys, which was That's a pretty good
Well, the
deal
amount
for them.
the amount of sponsorship they took, the amount of times they mentioned it on Being the Elite, I'd hope so. Well, that's a lot of free advertising they get.
If we did a promotion, could we have Nando's as a sponsor?
There's, I mean, I'm sure, yeah, like balls to it. I might as well say yes because we're never going to get a sponsor.
If you say the words Nando's is shit, then we can't be friends.
No. I'm not one of those people. Some people like get really like. Some people have like polar opposites of Nando's. This is how I see Nando's. This is going to be another side tangent from wrestling. Sorry, everyone. Nando's, people either think it's like the best thing ever, right? Or there you have people in the... All right, settle down. Or then you have people in the other camp who have rejected the idea that Nando's is the best thing ever. And instead of being in the middle camp, I'm in the middle camp where I'm like, Nando's is all right. I'll happily eat a Nando's. That's fine. You want to go to Nando's? Let's go to Nando's. Sure, no worries. I'm not going to like sit there with an erection because I'm eating a Nando's because it's only a Nando's, but that's fine. But then, yeah, so instead of the people who don't think Nando's is the best thing ever coming into the middle camp, they go into the next camp over where they think it's the worst thing in the world and that anyone who could even consider eating chicken from Nando's is like some kind of cretin. That's why I don't understand about Nando's.
But Rob, is it cheeky enough for you?
You know what? I think this is my problem. I don't think Nando's is indeed cheeky enough for me.
Will Ospreay, we discussed it right now.
You know, I was for some reason I've been talking about Nando's quite a lot recently, and I was trying to explain that Will Ospreay has a wrestling move called Cheeky Nando's, and I was
or according to World of Sport, Cheeky Fernando's is they couldn't use it on the broadcast.
Fuck's sake, that's terrible.
Go ahead, yeah.
Fuck World of Sport. And I was just trying to explain it to them, and they were just looking at me as if I was a madman. And I was like, yeah. So they're on the second rope on the turnbuckle, and he pops his head down, and then he kicks him in the face, and it's called a Cheeky Nando's. And they're like, but why? And I'm like, never you mind why. It's called a Cheeky Nando's.
End of.
Yes,
that's it.
That's why. But going back to Nando's.
Yeah, so go back to
Nando's.
So go back to
over. What was your favorite point in the match? Because I have my favorite point in the match, but unfortunately, my favorite bit was the end, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, the ladder through and table spot was excellent.
Well, before we get there, we had a burning hammer onto a ladder, which looked like it sucked.
Holy shit! I completely forgot about that. You're right. That was insane.
Penelope Ford was very athletic. So...
She did a good stunner.
Oh, she did, yes. And then Joe Janela jumped off the top rope to a table, and it looked like if he would have gone any further to the left, he would have been sliced through his stomach. There was a bit sticking out of it, so I was like, "Geez."
You got to be careful with those tables.
There was a powerbomb off the stage to a table, and that looked like it sucked as well because the table didn't break.
How did I forget about that match as well? That spot as well. Holy hell! I've got the memory of a non-memory person over here. Yeah, that looked. I must admit that was they were setting up for that, and I was like, "This isn't going to go well."
Yeah, I don't know if it's Joe Janela's ambition to actually die in the ring or on a wrestling show. That man is crazy. And then, Penelope Ford got a super kick by Adam Page because she brought in the boots, the infamous boots that can talk.
Yeah, well, to be fair, they can talk, so I wouldn't be too happy seeing those boots either.
Yeah, true. And then
rock up, and I'm like, oh shit, boots.
And then, yes, the end of the match would be when there was a ladder and a table in the middle. Janela was going to go do something. Then Adam Page got up, got the phone, the murder weapon of Joey Ryan.
The murder weapon.
Twatted him over the head a few times, tried to strangle him, and then gave him the rites of passage, which, fucking hell, if he did not, position himself very well, could have at least broken Joe Janela's neck.
Yeah, I was watching that and I was like, "You're not going to do this because that's mad. No one would do that." Then they did it, and I was like, "Oh, he's dead." But no.
Well, another Joey killed. There we go.
Yeah,
but yeah, I very enjoyed this match. I really did.
Oh yeah, it was Don Callis earlier in the match when they were talking about how Hangman Page has been going on a rampage of fighting and murdering Joeys. He was like, I hope no one brings a baby kangaroo to the arena because things could get messy. Found that to be quite funny.
I like Don Callis on chemistry.
Yeah, me too. When he first replaced oh god, his face, Steve
Guerrero.
Yes, thank you. On the New Japan stuff, I was like, it's not as good. He is as good. I like him now.
I liked him because he was. When you watch what he originally TW is, him in like end of '99 to 2000 2001. He's really good, funny, and it's good that he's back. And New Japan commentary, I do enjoy him and Kevin Kelly.
Yeah, me too. And then after the match, the Undertaker came out with some druids and baby oil for some reason, and then beat up Hangman Page. Must admit, I was surprised to see the Undertaker at the All In pay-per-view, but sorry, what's that, Dan? That wasn't the Undertaker.
Oh. No, apparently not.
Oh. And they weren't druids, they were in fact people in giant penis costumes. Oh. That was the returning, previously murdered Joey Ryan. Oh.
I saw the gif on the night out and I literally, I'm not joking, spat my drink out when the penises showed up on stage. I was like, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, but it's the most funniest thing I've ever seen.
Oh, it was just like
and Jim Cornette must have the stroke of a lifetime after he heard that.
Yeah. So yeah, Joey Ryan's not dead after all. Turns out he's fine. Good news, everyone. And yeah, he's back.
It was the as Don Callis said, the res erection.
Oh yeah. Joey Ryan. See, that was another good Don Callis joke. Fantastic stuff.
And then Joey Ryan did his usual dick flip. He did the lollipop in the mouth, super kicked him, and then the penises carried him like he was.
Yeah.
Like
Hangman. Gone.
And then and the good old chant of rest in penis.
Yeah, that was clever. Whoever first thought of that must have been well smug with themselves because they got an entire 10,000 seat arena chanting rest in penis. That's good. Good stuff. Next match time, Dan, I believe.
It is.
Fantastic. So it's Flip Gordon, who obviously previously won the over budget battle royal. He won the championship opportunity to face Ring of Honor World Champion Jay Lethal. But it wasn't quite Jay Lethal, was it, Dan? What happened here?
Well, we had the return of the Black Machismo.
But how did he turn up? What happened backstage?
Well, what happened was Jay Lethal walk into the arena position, gets sunglasses passed, and then a tap on the shoulder. And obviously, if you watch Being the Elite, you would know that he's been having this issue where if you tap on the shoulder, he turns into the Macho Man.
So good.
It's so good. And then, so he came out with the old Macho Man theme and the wardrobe that he wore in WCW.
Yeah, and who was by his side? Well, it was the genius Lanny Poffo, who is Macho Man's younger brother, for those who don't know. So that's a massive endorsement right there of that. I just thought it was brilliant. The idea of he basically turned up to the event with the sole intention of making Jay Lethal turn into his brother. It's like full on sort him out. Like it wasn't even like an accidental bit backstage. Like when they were talking and he taps him, like how it's been in Being the Elite, where they tap him on the shoulder and then he switches and they tap him again and he comes back. He literally just went up to him. I mean, you don't even see who it is at first. You just glasses are passed to him. He's like, "What are these?" And then, bam! Like the most intentional "You're now Black Machismo" moment ever. So immediately, this is my favorite match of the night. Straight off the bat, Brandy Rhodes comes back out instead of celebrating with Cody, who is of course the new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. Comes out to support her BFF and flat earther, Flip Gordon.
Well, Cody's got to produce, so he's probably busy. So he's like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Kayfabe, keeping it alive. I like it. I'm going to refer to him as Machismo because when he's in Machismo mode. So Machismo confuses Brandy for Elizabeth at the start,
Oh my God.
and keeps like taking her hand and leading her back to his corner. And whenever she tries to go back, he goes back out and like takes her back and tells her to stay put. Which was funny. Later on, he picks her up on his shoulder, and they do the whole celebrating bit. At which point, it's the first of a few taps back onto the shoulder, and he flips between Machismo and Lethal before Poffo slaps him back later on and again, which I thought was brilliant. I mean, it's weird that the Ring of Honor World Championship match was effectively the joke match of the evening.
Yes.
Considering this show was like heavily supported by Ring of Honor and the amount of Ring of Honor talent that's on it. But it was really good. So I didn't mind. I found it very funny. What did you think of the match?
I thought it was a good match. I mean, it was. I would say it was a little bit tad slow, some bits.
Yeah,
but I think because you've had a world title change and a hardcore match, pretty much. There was something to get the crowd to cool down a little bit. I mean, my favorite spot of it was when Flip Gordon did the Hulk Hogan Hulk Up, and then was about to drop the leg drop. And I wish he did, and would have got the near fall, because that would have been the good thing. But he got cut off. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's true. I never really felt that Flip had much of a chance in this match, despite the amount of.
It was only about the story about him getting on the show. That was.
Yeah, he'd had his moment.
Yeah.
But this match was a lot of fun. It was a good middle break. Before you get into the more serious final three matches. After the match, Bully Ray returns, furious from earlier, and attacks both men. But Colt Cabana makes the save, the hometown hero, and they Shield-style triple powerbomb Bully Ray through a table. Now, admit it, Dan, did at any point in time you go, CM Punk?
No. I knew it. There was no way. Not even no way. I'm very surprised there was no CM Punk chant on the show.
Good point, actually. I didn't hear a single one. Yeah, fair enough. Fair play.
Apparently that name's sort of in the dirt right now.
Yeah, well, I think people are still fans of him as a wrestler and stuff, but I think people have become annoyed by the fact that his name is chanted at the wrong times.
Well, it's more the fact that he's suing Colt Cabana. He's fucked over Colt Cabana, and Colt Cabana has to sue him to get his money for his legal fees against the WWE, and I think that's everyone's seen that as a dick move. I mean, I think he's still got fans, because apparently there was quite a few people at his meet and greet the day before the show. But yeah, that was quite surprising. There was not one CM Punk chant in Chicago.
Well, yeah, fair enough. Good points. Well, maybe if CM Punk returned to WWE, say next Monday, what sort of reaction do you reckon he'd get?
It depends, I would say. If he did like interrupted Roman, I think he'll get cheered. I don't know now. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, with everything that's happening, I don't know.
Yeah, see, I'm torn. I reckon the immediate instinct would be, holy shit, CM Punk's back. And then I reckon a load of people trying to be smart asses would turn on him, going, "You left, pursue your own happiness," etc. Anyway, CM Punk didn't show up. Colt Cabana saved the day. Flip Gordon didn't win the World Championship. And Jay Lethal is brilliant. I think I covered it all.
Yep.
Kenny Omega time?
Oh, yeah.
Dan, I know you're going to shout at me now, so I've prepared a statement. I, unfortunately, do not have enough hours in the day to have watched every single match ever wrestled. Unfortunately, this includes... No. Unfortunately, this includes the fact that I have, up until this point, never seen a single Penta match.
Oh, okay. That. I haven't seen many, so it's not good in a while.
I thought you were going to shout at me and call me like some kind of wrestling pretender.
No.
Oh,
I only see a couple of his PWG matches. He does a lot of Mexico. I don't really watch Mexican wrestling. And I know he's been on Impact for the past few months, but I don't watch Impact anymore. So, this was the highest profile match I would say I've seen him in.
Well, that's okay then, because that means I can say that I don't really get the hype.
I like the look, and yeah, brilliant theme music. I'll give him that. I mean, he's good. I think I need to see more. I didn't think I need to see more of him in order to see what he's all about. But
yeah. Oh yeah, I definitely need to see more of him because I was just like, it's Penta, fair enough. And then they had a match, and it was a good match. It was all right. I liked it.
This was my favorite match, actually.
Oh, was it?
Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed it, especially the last 5 minutes of it, with just not shenanigans, but just it went crazy from the package power drive on the ring apron, which is the hardest part of the apron. If you didn't know that already.
Wait, what? The ring apron is the hardest part of the ring. Since when? Why?
Oh yeah.
Why haven't they mentioned this before?
Oh yeah. It's
Well, you'd think they'd do more moves on the side of the ring if they knew it was the hardest part of the ring.
Yeah, too many moves. WWE.
Too many moves. There are too many moves by the side of the ring, or whatever.
Yes, and then I did like the arm breaks. Well, the arm break spot, if that's what it's called.
Yeah,
where he snaps the arm back. And then what I liked about it was Kenny Omega actually sold it, and then when he hit the Warring Angel, he used his other arm to use it because apparently I think was it his right arm or left arm? Oh shit, I can't remember which one it was.
He normally uses his left arm. I think
that was it. Yeah.
No. Normally he uses his right arm and uses his left.
Yeah. So
I'm pretending I'm Kenny Omega right now doing it in my room.
But yeah, I like the way he's actually sold that and just didn't.
Well, that's because he's been He's been reading books on psychology. Have you not?
Oh yes.
That's how he knows. That's how he's got all his secrets. He revealed all of his secrets on being the elite and how he wins. By the way, that entire that 2-week period where he gave Hangman the book, having been undefeated, and lent it to Hangman. I can't speak today. What the fuck? He lent it to Hangman. Hangman then won a couple of matches, and then the week after, I need that book back because I've gone on a losing streak.
What was the book he gave the Bucks?
He gave the Bucks. It was just like basic psychology or something.
I think it was
Yeah.
It's just.
So many good jokes on being the elite. I like it. I think most people will probably talk about the post-match rather than the actual match. I mean, to be fair, that's where most of my notes are. So
some random guy came into the ring and just caused havoc.
Some random guy. Well, the lights went out, and I thought the commentators did a pretty good job of playing it off as technical difficulties. Going up, first show problems. We apologize. We'll get the lights back up as soon as possible. And Don Callis was going, can we get a technician out here? Over and over again. It obviously wasn't. Well, it didn't feel like a technical difficulties. And about 4 hours later, when the lights finally did come back on, Omega's just leaning against the ropes, and then he puts his hands back in the air to celebrate, and it's getting all played off as if it's just the lights went out. It's unfortunate. No worries. And then Penta attacks Chris Jericho. What a sore loser Penta is, that son of a bitch. Hold on a second.
Wait, hang on. You just said Penta attacks Chris Jericho.
Damn it, did I? I can't even edit it. I've ruined it, everybody. Wow. Christ. And I can't even edit it out because this is live now. Penta attacks...
Well, up, pal.
Fuck it, we'll do it live. Penta attacks Omega, that son of a bitch, but it's actually Chris Jericho, as I've clearly just revealed. To be fair, the commentators tried to play a bit too smart here. They were being a bit too, patting themselves on the back. And it was really the only time in the show they did it. They were like, hold on a second, those tattoos are slightly different. That's not Penta. But if you just give him 10 more seconds, he'll take his mask off and reveal it's Chris Jericho, and it'll be... it's obviously... It was obvious, right? I felt it was obvious that it wasn't Penta. But...
Well, yeah, because of the way he moved.
Yeah. And he had a ponytail. There were giveaways, is what I'm saying. You didn't need the commentators to, spell it out.
See, I didn't mind that because, at first it was like, oh, Penta, what are you doing? And then I was like, wait, hang on, that's not Penta. That's, oh, God, they were like, they didn't actually, I liked it because they didn't say his name straight away. It was like, wait, they knew it, they thought it was him, but it was like, no, there's no way in hell. No. Oh, and he puts the mask on. I was like, oh, it is Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho likes taking masks off to reveal shit makeup underneath.
Yeah, that's the way of makeup now.
Weird.
And he did a fucking gig that same night with that makeup on.
Did he?
Man is yeah, he went. So
I knew he went straight to a gig, but I didn't know he still had his makeup on.
Oh yeah. There's videos and pictures of it. Yeah, he literally wore it in a private jet. Wore it all the way to a gig. Played the festival in somewhere, and yeah. So people were watching his band thinking, "What the fuck is he wearing?"
That's pretty funny. He then cut a quick promo saying that he'll see you at the Jericho Cruise, which doesn't sound that cool, to be honest. As a threat. I'll see you on a nice boat, you bastard.
So, you know how Lesnar got shit for not defending the Universal title? Do you think Chris Jericho's getting shit for not defending the Intercontinental title?
I have seen a couple of people online going, "What the fuck?" But I haven't really heard too much drama. If I'm honest with you, it is a bit weird because he literally hasn't defended it at all, has he?
No,
he hasn't even shown up since then, has he?
No.
Yeah, so that's a bit weird. But whatever, it's Chris Jericho. I suppose he does what he wants.
Including pushing it out table when Don Callis falls on his ass.
Yeah. Good times. Gotta love a bit.
But no,
gotta love a bit of Chris Jericho. Just a fact.
Yeah, no. He's good. And I enjoyed all of this. This was all good. This was great.
Excellent. Okay, cool. So now we move on to Okada versus Marty Scurll.
Actually, one thing I just realised, wasn't Omega and Penta supposed to be the semi-main event?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it kind of was.
What happened there? Who put this?
Marty Scurll pulled rank and went, no. I want to go semi-main event, and I'm going to steal 12 minutes of your match.
Jeez. No wonder he wasn't out there out after the pay-per-view ended.
Yep. Pretty got shit.
Yeah. I imagine that was Vince. Jeez.
Yeah, good point. So you messaged me the other day, all excited that you'd figured out how he did the finger pop.
Oh my god, yes! After all this time,
After
about
all
2
these
years.
It's a bit
After
disappointing
2
actually,
years.
because it's just that, isn't it?
Yeah. He slaps his wrist or his palms. So yeah, I did love the bit where like if you've seen Being Elite, they have these two old guys, or I don't know what they are. But like
they have multiple jobs and they turn up and they give people shit, but you
one
never
of them's
see
called
who
Arthur.
they are.
The other one I don't know the name.
Now,
of.
Arthur, come.
I think it's Kazarian and Frank Kazarian and Chris Medones, but I love those two on Being Elite, and I love this bit where they just give them shit, and then they got the finger break. This, yeah. And
Yeah.
like I said, I was very happy that I finally found out how he did it.
Yeah, no, it's clever.
Yeah.
I hadn't even considered
Yeah.
that. I just hadn't. It's so obvious now. I feel a bit stupid for not having figured it out prior, but never mind, eh? Yeah, so he had a promo where he snapped their fingers. Really, it was just another example of good storytelling from Being the Elite team, effectively. Because they've been casting and painting this story that basically not anyone, even in the Bullet Club, believes that he could beat Okada. Everyone he was bumping into backstage at different shows, saying he didn't have a chance. He basically had a glass ceiling as a junior, and he had a bit of a point to prove. Which is pretty easy motivation to get behind. It's basically this entire match was set up to show that Skrull, he might not be quite there yet, but he belongs up there with the top guys. He showed toughness and heart, and he basically, the majority of the time, he used his wits as well. You could say that Okada took him a bit lightly. That's kind of the angle. Like, Okada didn't really take him seriously either. So he rustled his feathers a few times and things. And really, Marty Scurll only lost because he got distracted by the crowd backing him, and he marked out for himself and he started showboating because he was on top at one point. What did you think of the match, other than the fact that it was 12 minutes too long?
Well, first of all, fuck me how over Okada was. Literally, the moment the coin dropped and literally the crowd went ballistic. I was quite a tiny disappointed I didn't get to see the balloon Okada one. He was back to the Rainmaker. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, another great match. Yeah, I think it did. It did go too long, but you kind of didn't notice it, really, because the match was that good.
I don't think it went too long, personally. I think it went the right amount of time. I thought it was a good pace match.
Yeah. I love the spot where I kind of went for Rainmaker, did the 205 thing, and then got his finger snapped by Skrull. That was
that was really good.
Fantastic spot. And then they shoved they hit the referee, and then Skrull got the umbrella, so saying that he was the man that could stop the rain.
Yeah.
And then twatted him with the umbrella, and then did his own Rainmaker for a near fall, which people actually bought, which I was quite surprised.
I bought, not going to lie about it. I'll tell you
why.
Really? I'll tell you why I bought it, because here's my logic, right? It's a Bullet Club show, right?
Yeah.
So they're booking it. So, they've given Okada, they've protected Okada by having a foreign object. So it's not like the end of the world if he lost. And they're booking it. So maybe they would just want their guys to win. And it seemed, pacing-wise, at the right spot as well for a finish. So yeah, I bought into it. I was surprised when he kicked out in a way. I was like, oh shit, he almost did it. So yeah, they suckered me in. Simply,
it was actually weird. Weird that he was the only member of the Bullet Club losing.
That's not true. Stephen Amell came out representing the Bullet Club.
Okay, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, somebody had to lose. Let's be honest. And to be fair, Hangman won, but then he got beaten up by Joey Ryan.
Yeah, true.
And Yeah. I mean, all the others were definitely going to win, to be fair as well. Like, Cody was always going to win. Kenny was always going to win. And the Young
Imagine
Bucks.
the NWA title match in WWE. They would have put Nick Aldis over just to get the fucking heat.
Oh, yeah. They sure would. And, God, they'd have been well happy with that heat. That's the thing about this show, though, is they kind of gave everyone what they wanted. Like, they didn't try and swerve people just to be smart. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. They knew their audience and exactly gave them what they exactly wanted.
Yeah.
Well, how is that so fucking hard?
Well, you can't do it every show, to be fair. Like, as a
No,
one-off,
okay,
you can book it that way. But I do get WWE have to upset people every so often, so that a storyline can be fulfilled later on. But more often than not, it feels like they fuck it up in a different way.
Well, yeah, but the past month in WWE, fucking, they've like literally said, "Fuck you, fans. We don't give a shit what you think. We're going to do our way." And they're trying to turn two people heel, which is not going to work. And according to what I read last night, they're trying to turn the entire Raw roster heel to get Roman Reigns over.
Honestly, that doesn't surprise me, but I'm not really interested in talking about the main WWE show.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck Roman Reigns. Do not give
Fuck
a
the Revival.
Fuck the Revival. No. Gotta love the Revival. But in the end, Okada did win. It took 2 Rainmakers after Marty was trying to make a last stand. He was doing the whole punch me, hit me, and he gobbed in his face, and he, tried to break his finger again, but 2 Rainmakers later, he's lost. And then, because of time restraints, perhaps because they went 12 minutes too long, which I'm finding it hard to believe every time I say it, if I'm honest. They basically, Okada just put his hands in the air once, walked off, and the referee rolled Marty out of the ring. So there was no moment of like respect or anything, like from Okada saying, "Hey, Marty, you may have lost, and I may have like may have like what you were a bit shit."
Do that being elite, actually. So
yeah, maybe, and that's fine. But it felt like it was missing from the show. It just seemed like it was rushed, and it was at this point that I went, man, they're really starting to get through these bits real quick. Like, they must be close to time. And then I suppose this is the problem with not being on the network, like WWE. WWE, they go over by 20 minutes. They don't give a shit. Their show, they do what they want. But these guys, they've paid for like the pay-per-view time, I suppose.
Yeah, I
they
think
don't want to do
if
a
they
WCW.
I think that if they weren't on pay-per-view, then they would have done the main event longer. But because they're on traditional pay-per-view, I don't think they could have got the time to extend it.
Yeah, exactly.
They literally had to rush everything.
Well, they said after the show that they basically finished with 3 seconds to spare. So, more annoyingly though, as I'm going to drift into the main event now, if that's okay, unless you have anything else to say.
Nope, go ahead.
No? Cool. We're both in agreement that the Okada Scale match was good, but you think it maybe was slightly long.
Yes.
Fair enough. So the main event...
Well, that's it. Yeah.
The main event was the Golden Elite, which is the Young Bucks, Bushi, versus Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, and Bandito. Bandito,
yeah.
Now, having cut the all post-match celebrations, commiserations, or whatever from Okada Skull, the trio of Rey Fenix, Bandito, and Rey Mysterio took forever to come to the ring.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio has this habit of like showing up late to his matches.
Like, it was a good couple of minutes, like literal minutes passed before any of the because they all came out to Rey's music, and eventually Phoenix and Bandito turned up, and then like another 30 seconds went on before Rey Mysterio came out, and I was like, guys, you got a fucking time restraint here. Like, this is where you get another like minute for your actual match.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. Like, I watched ICW's big show, and they had Rey Mysterio on last year, and they played his music once, didn't show up, played his music again, and he suddenly just shows up. So I don't know what the hell he does. Probably
Probably
stiffing some lines before he's going out to the ring.
Having a nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so the Bucks and Ibushi came out together, which was nice. And they were barely in the ring. They hadn't even done their pose, and the music had been cut off. And then 5 minutes into the match, you hear some bozo in the ring crow just shouting, "Gotta go home, gotta go home." And you're like, holy shit, you're only 5 minutes in. Yep. And obviously, because I didn't watch it live or anything, I didn't realize it was so close to 11, but I could tell they were desperately trying to wrap it up. So they spent the entire match moving at 200 miles an hour.
Spot Festamania it was.
Rush, rush, rush. You've got to get all the spots in. You know, at one point they all like basically casually walked over to the ramp so Matt could do his jumping spot. It was rush, 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 rush. It was kind of everything that people complain about for the Young Bucks matches, which is all flash and no substance.
Yeah.
But we all know they can do better. They didn't have time to do it. Because in fairness,
I mean,
had the pacing been better, everything they did was good. It was just like they cut the 12 minutes from the other match.
It was still a fantastic match for what time they got, and imagine if they got the 28 minutes they had, how amazing that would have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I still enjoyed it. It was very good. It was really good spots, like dives and all that stuff. I like when Ray Phoenix did a tight walk on the rope and kicked Ibushi in the face.
I must admit, the Ibushi Mysterio moment was really cool.
Yeah, and it's quite sad because obviously Mysterio's probably going to go back to WWE, and that'll be that. But I think he's doing the Jericho cruise, and that's it. He's done for. So that'll be unless Ibushi goes to WWE, but I don't think he will. So that's the only time you ever see them in the ring together.
It was like 20. It was bit of a. I'm going to be honest. It was a bit of a disappointing finish to a show.
Yeah, I think if they got the time right, and then I would imagine they would have put the stuff they did after the pay-per-view ended when they were all in the ring and did their thank yous.
I very briefly watched a couple of bits from that just before we started this. Yeah, that was the classic. Everyone comes out, they talk about how happy they are, and you know how they thank the fans and stuff, and then they bow and go off. But instead, that was all done afterwards. So yeah, a little bit of a disappointment on the old rush, rush, rush finish. Was hoping for more, but you know, that's what happens on wrestling shows. Unfortunately, it happens from time to time. We all know they can do better, and they do better all the time. So I'm not too worried about it. I think as a whole, the pay-per-view is really good. If they teased doing another one,
which I hope they do.
And if they do, I hope they learn from these mistakes. They also said that they're not breaking up. They're all staying independent. So,
well, they said they're going to stick together. So that means if WWE wants them, they're going to have to take all of them.
That's a good point. I hadn't considered it that way.
And I hope they don't go to WWE because pretty much all of them are fucked.
Yeah, I don't want.
Maybe apart from Omega. Omega might get the AJ Styles push, but Scorpio's 205 Live. Hangman Page is going to be jobbed. Bucks are probably going to break up like within like 6 months of them going there, and Cody will be back to being Stardust. So
Cody would have sharp as Stardust on day one. You'll be like, for fuck's sake.
Exactly.
Hopefully, if they did do another one, my advice to them, quote unquote, why the hell am I giving advice? I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Would be just cut a couple of matches. Jobs are good. Which is something I actually say to WWE all the time as well. I'd even say about
Oh,
New
they
Japan,
won't, is it?
actually. I'm like, maybe we don't need 8 tag matches per pay-per-view. Have you considered that? But, yeah. Any final thoughts before we wrap up, Daniel?
I mean, to be honest, there is a little bit of part of me that was kind of, I wish I was there, sort of thing. I wish I went to see it live because
Yeah, it would
I
have been
heard,
good.
I heard apparently that whole weekend they had like a convention thing as well. I heard that was all fine and dandy. So, I mean, I kind of, like, I wish I was there, but at the same time, I can't afford anything right now. So I'm glad I didn't try to attempt it. But I enjoyed it. I do hope like there's another show, or at least someone gets like they do an actual proper promotion and give some WWE some competition because they sorely need it right now. And this wrestling business needs something right now because
Yeah.
I can't take much more of WWE as the one giant promotion.
Yeah.
We need competition.
For the good of the wrestling industry, these guys need to stay as far away from the WWE as possible.
I mean, I'm still undecided if I'm going to New York. If I am going to New York for WrestleMania next year, I will be going to the ROH New Japan show at MSG.
It's a shame you can't go to that and take over, to be honest, and just miss WrestleMania.
Yeah, I know.
But unfortunately, it's the same time. So, never mind. All right, cool. Well, there's our review of All In, the pay-per-view put on by Cody and the Young Bucks. The biggest independent show ever, effectively, certainly of modern era. It was really good. A couple of problems aside, had a really good time watching it, which is more than I can say about regular wrestling. Say goodbye, Daniel.
I bid all farewell.
Thanks, Dan. I told you to say goodbye, but that's fine. Right,
Okay, I'll do one better. A goodbye and good night. Bang.
Lovely stuff. All right, cool. There we go, everybody. Thanks very much for hanging. We'll see you next time whenever we do another one of these, which will probably be a couple of months, but whatever. See y'all soon.
Let's see you.
Let's see you.